Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over. Our green morning, green afternoon, and green evening to all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. It's indeed a privilege meeting all of you in the beginning of the week. That's on Monday, 14th of February, 2022. It's 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We extend a very warm welcome to Lieutenant General KJ Singh, sir, the PVSM, AVSM, and PAR veteran. And he is very dedicated soul as far as the human empowerment is concerned. Today, our chamber is starting a new concept. We are starting a new vision. We were working earlier on finishing school, e-Gurukul, service industry, besides that, inspirational lab, and we deliberated and we discussed in the inner committee, and he as a chairperson for the Human Library Vision, we discussed, we took on the journey, and finally it emerged as, why not we should start something for inspiring our youth, our teachers, our educators, our counselors, because the whole world has passed through very difficult times in the last 2 years. And now things are getting better. I think the God is getting kind to us. And once again, we get back to the tracks. So we are starting a new program. Every Monday, we will come through Human Library Lab, My Story, Meri Kahani, empowering educators and youth. And in this budget, very specially, if you remember, in this budget, there's a special allocation which has been done. I'll share with you in a little while. So International Chamber for Service Industry extends you a very warm welcome. It's a pleasure to have our brothers and sisters across the globe, Indian diaspora. There are more than 31.46 million our brothers and sisters in different continents, in different countries. And this budget, when we talk about, before that, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very important day in the history. We celebrate in a different way, but I would like to share with you, let's remember the fresh air, what we are breathing, the independence, what we are enjoying, the voice which is reaching out to the entire world from India, 14th February 1931. ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आंख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी. आज ही के दिन यानी कि 14 फरवरी को शहीद भगत सिंह, राजगुरु और सुखदेव, उनको लाहौर में फांसी की सजा सुनवाई गई थी. राष्ट्रीय इन सबको नमन करता है. Everybody should respect their martyrs, the people who gave their life for the freedom so that we all can enjoy independence. So ICSI today is starting Human Library Lab from 14th of February 2022, and the beginning and the first distinguished, our chairperson, that is Lieutenant General KJ Singh, sir. I'm grateful to him. Now, during last 2 years, we all had lots of mental challenges, physical challenges, economic challenges, and the budget 2022, which was given by the Honorable Finance Minister on 1st of February, there was a special mention with education, with skills, the mental health as well. We all got to think about mental health. So government has taken it very seriously, and that's a wonderful step which has been taken, because we all should be happy. If we all are going to live happily, we don't want children, teachers also burn out, and we don't want anybody to have anxiety, anybody to have stress, anybody to have depression, anybody to have any kind of a problems. We all should try and build a new tomorrow, a new future for all of us post-pandemic. आज इतिहास के पन्नों में पीछे चलते हैं. जब हम भगत सिंह जी को, राजगुरु को, सुखदेव को याद कर रहे हैं, उसी के साथ साथ अपना बचपन भी लौटता है. हमारे नाना नानी, हमारे दादा दादी हमें स्टोरी सुनाया करते थे, और चंदा मामा आया करता था, एक कॉमिक होता था, और विक्रम और बेताल की कहानियां भी आती थी. बड़ी इंस्पिरेशनल होती थी, पैट्रियोटिक होती थी। और ये सब चीजों को देखकर मन में कुछ भाव उठते थे। शायद दैट वाज द इंस्पिरेशन। वी विल हियर फ्रॉम लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सर आल्सो, बट आई थिंक सर्टेनली फॉर मी when I joined armed forces, this was one of the inspiration because my dadi, she used to tell me lots of stories. एक पंचतंत्र की कहानियां भी आया करती थी। They carried lot of moral stories होती थी, जिनको हम पढ़ते थे, सुनते थे, और वो हमारे कानों तक, अंदर तक गूंजती थी, हमारे हृदय तक। एक मालगुडी डेज का भी आपको याद होगा, आर के नारायण का, और इसकी भी एक अलग अलग कहानियां बहुत खूबसूरत आया करती थी, और मालगुडी डेज को हम याद करते हैं। एक चाचा चौधरी की कहानियां भी आया करती थी, वो भी मुझे याद आती है, और उन सब कहानियों को भी हम याद करते हैं और बहुत प्यार से याद करते हैं। आर के लक्ष्मण जी के कार्टून्स आया करते थे। इनोवेशन, क्रिएटिविटी की बातचीत करें, थॉट प्रोवोकिंग की बातचीत करें, व्हाट इज रेलेवेंट टू आवर डे टू डे लाइफ, एजुकेशन, स्किल्स, कॉम्पिटेंसीज और कैपेबिलिटीज की जब हम बातचीत करते हैं, आर के लक्ष्मण जी के जो कार्टून्स हैं और उनका जो सटायर था, उनका जो एक्सप्रेशन था, ओ माय गॉड। एक कार्टून मुझे कभी नहीं भूलता, जो मैं हमेशा याद करता हूं, कि उन्होंने कहा कि महात्मा गांधी रोड और उस सड़क के ऊपर एंजॉय कोका कोला, एंजॉय पेप्सी, गुची के शूज और एरो की शर्ट्स और सोनी का टेलीविजन, ईट एट मैकडोनल्ड्स और कैलॉग, और इस तरीके की सब चीजों को जब हम देखते थे, क्या सटायर और कितना रेलेवेंट हमारी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी के साथ और एजुकेशन के साथ। ये सब कुछ वापस एक अच्छे ढंग से, क्रिएटिव ढंग से, बहुत ही डायनेमिक ढंग से जोड़ना पड़ेगा। The other day, I was listening the views of Secretary School Education, Anita Karwal ji, and when I was listening to her very carefully in one of the programs, I found she appreciated the graphic novels, और वहां से बहुत सारी चीजों को पीछे मुड़ के देखने का मौका मिला। और शायद अगर हम ज्योग्राफी में, हिस्ट्री में, इतिहास के उन पन्नों में जाएं, अब स्पाइडरमैन की स्टोरी से और जो बैड बॉय है उनको लोग याद करके, इन सब चीजों को जब आप देखते हैं तो थोड़ा इतिहास में भी पीछे मुड़ना पड़ेगा। अब स्टोरी टेलिंग भी एक क्रिएटिविटी है, और हमेशा हमारे चेंबर ने, जब भी हमने लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सिंह सर के साथ बातचीत की, तो हमेशा हमने ये महसूस किया, जो क्लासरूम है उसमें टीचर एक एक्टर है, एक्ट्रेस है, बच्चे जो है वो ऑडियंस है, ऑडी में बैठे हैं, थिएटर में बैठे हैं, टीचर परफॉर्म कर रहा है जो लेक्चर है, आप ही अपनी फिल्म के डायरेक्टर हैं, प्रोड्यूसर हैं, एक्टर हैं, राइटर हैं, स्टोरीग्राफर हैं, आप ही कैमरामैन हैं, सब कुछ आप ही हैं। आपकी स्टोरी फ्लॉप होगी या चलेगी, ये डिपेंड करेगा कि आप अपने सब्जेक्ट के प्रति कितने पैशनेट हैं, आप कितने क्रिएटिव हैं, क्या आपके कंटेंट्स हैं, क्या वैल्यू एडिशंस आप लाते हैं, आपकी इमोशंस कहाँ है, आपकी एम्पैथी कहाँ है, आपका कम्युनिकेशन क्या है, आप शेयर क्या कर रहे हैं, इन सब चीजों की भी बातचीत। सो स्टोरी टेलिंग को भी हम बहुत डीपली हर मंडे को लिया करेंगे, और हम इस पूरी सीरीज में जो ह्यूमन इंस्पिरेशनल लैब है, इसके अंदर स्टोरी टेलिंग का बहुत बड़ा एक जज्बा लेकर चलेंगे। और स्टोरी टेलिंग के अंदर ब्रांड क्या हो, कंटेंट क्या हो, और हमारी इमोशंस क्या हो, और इसको हम बहुत एक्सटेंसिवली शेयर करेंगे, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड ओवर से हम सब लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ेंगे जो अपने जीवन की कहानी को हमारे साथ जोड़ना चाहेंगे। और ये सबको स्टोरी टेलिंग के माध्यम से, ये देखिए, ह्यूमन लाइब्रेरी 2000 के अंदर स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज में, डेनमार्क में ये कॉन्सेप्ट शुरू हुआ था। क्योंकि जब आप लाइब्रेरी में जाते हैं, ट्रेडिशनल लाइब्रेरी में, वहां जाकर आप एक मेडिटेशन में चले जाते हैं, वहां कोई किसी से बातचीत नहीं करता, कुछ नहीं। तो डेनमार्क के अंदर एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट आया ह्यूमन लाइब्रेरी का, और वो एक बड़ा इंस्पिरेशनल, जहां से समझ आया कि व्हाई कांट वी हैव ह्यूमन लाइब्रेरी। और खासकर जब हम चंडीगढ़ की बातचीत करते हैं, ब्यूटीफुल सिटी की बातचीत करते हैं, एक ग्रीन सिटी की, एक इनोवेटिव सिटी की, और चंडीगढ़ के एडवाइजर साहब ने अपने सेक्रेटरी एजुकेशन के साथ, सेक्रेटरी टूरिज्म के साथ, और सब लोगों के साथ मिलकर जब बातचीत की, और हमारे चेंबर ने एक प्रेजेंटेशन दिया, तो they liked it so much, they appreciated so much, they said we are in for it, let Chandigarh take initiative and we move on with that. And then लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सिंह सर से जब बातचीत हुई तो इतना इंस्पिरेशनल और मोटिवेशनल लगा। ये देखिए, हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की तरफ को जा तो रहे हैं, लेकिन ह्यूमन वैल्यूज, ह्यूमन एम्पैथी को हम कभी नहीं भूल पाएंगे। टेक्नोलॉजी को इमोशंस के साथ, एम्पैथी के साथ, हमारी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी के साथ जब जोड़ेंगे, सो इट वुड बी ऑल टुगेदर डिफरेंट, व्हिच वी वुड रियलाइज। तो ये, इट इज माय स्टोरी, इट इज योर स्टोरी, इट्स आवर स्टोरी। और यहाँ पर हम हर सप्ताह लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सर की अध्यक्षता में हम एक स्टोरी टेलर को लेकर आएंगे, जो अपने जीवन की प्रेरणा से जो कुछ उनके जीवन में हुआ उसके साथ जो वो हमसे बातचीत करेंगे और जोड़ेंगे, तो वो एक इंस्पिरेशन होगा, वो एक मोटिवेशन होगा, वो एक प्रेरणा देगा। एंड यू विल बी एबल टू अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल, यू विल बी एबल टू अनलीश योर पोटेंशियल। हमारे चेंबर ने फिनिशिंग स्कूल को हम लेके गए थे। फिनिशिंग स्कूल से कोरोना काल में हम ई गुरुकुल पर आए। ई गुरुकुल के अंदर हमने जब पूरे वर्ल्ड के विजडम को अपने साथ लिया, तो एक ही बात समझ आती है, एक भक्ति का मार्ग है, एक कर्म का मार्ग है। जो कर्म है, अगर वो प्रधान हो, हम इंस्पिरेशनल लैब में उसको लेकर चले हैं। क्रिएटिविटी इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एज लिटरेसी। मेरी माँ जो अभी 2-3 दिन पहले ही 90 इयर्स की हुई है, मैं उनसे बातचीत कर रहा था और मैं उनसे बार बार ये बात कर रहा था कि भक्ति का मार्ग या कर्म प्रधान का। तो उनसे भी मुझसे यही प्रेरणा मिली। और ये जो सामने बच्चे हैं, ये होम साइंस कॉलेज चंडीगढ़ के हैं। अपने आप को पहचानिए। हम रोजमर्रा नए बच्चों की इंस्पिरेशनल वे में तस्वीर लेकर आएंगे। विमेन एम्पावरमेंट बहुत जरूरी है, गर्ल चाइल्ड की एजुकेशन बहुत जरूरी है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, हम उसको उससे भी आगे लेकर जा सकते हैं। विमेन गॉट टू बी they got to be partner in every walk of our life. हमारे चेंबर ने, अगर आप देखेंगे हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाकर ICSIindia.in पर, तो आपको एशियन मोटिवेटर्स फोरम मिलेगा। Somebody on YouTube, you can post it over here. Although आजकल गूगल सब कुछ बता देता है कि अफ्रीका में 54 कंट्रीज हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 16 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं, एशिया में 48 कंट्रीज हैं, यूएसए के अंदर 50 फेडरल रिपब्लिक स्टेट्स हैं, कनाडा के अंदर 10 प्रोविंसेस और 3 टेरिटरीज हैं। उन्हीं के साथ साथ आपने मुझे यूट्यूब पर लिख कर देना है कि यूरोप में कितनी कंट्रीज हैं। जिसका आंसर सबसे पहले आएगा उसको आज शाम को 1000 रुपीज का प्राइज मिलेगा। यूरोपियन कॉन्टिनेंट में कितनी कंट्रीज हैं, इसका आपने लिख के भेजना है। सो दिस इज एशियन मोटिवेटर्स फोरम। माइक संभालिए, आगे बढ़िए, कम्युनिकेट कीजिए, वर्ल्ड के साथ जुड़िए, सबको बताइए कि आपकी कहानी क्या है। Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education and skill relevant. Education हमारी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी से जुड़ी हुई होनी चाहिए। ये आप ही का YouTube चैनल है। हमने 1446 वेबिनार कंप्लीट किए हैं और हमने इस कोरोना काल में 12,000 स्पीकर्स को जोड़ा है 25 मार्च 2020 से। और मुझे आज भी याद है कि पहला कार्यक्रम भी कोरोना के टाइम में, पैंडेमिक में, हमने लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सिंह सर के साथ शुरू किया था। तो जीएस मोटिवेटर पर आइए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, कमेंट कीजिए, प्रेस कीजिए बेल आइकॉन। और इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ लेट्स एक्सटेंड ए वेरी वार्म वेलकम। जॉइन मी इन एक्सटेंडिंग अ वार्म greetings to Lieutenant General KJ Singh, who is also a great inspiration for all of us. And we are entering human library lab. आपने फिजिक्स लैब देखी है, केमिस्ट्री लैब देखी है, कंप्यूटर लैब देखी है, सब तरह की लैब देखी है। आज हम एंटर कर रहे हैं ह्यूमन लाइब्रेरी लैब में लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सिंह सर के साथ। Empowering the entire humanity, but very especially the focus is educators and youth. मेरी कहानी। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ Lieutenant General KJ Singh Sarkar, who is a chairman, Education Advisory Council, Chandigarh, the beautiful city. We extend him a very warm welcome. And sir, we are starting a new series. आज हम एक नया आगाज करते हैं आपकी स्टोरी के साथ. हमें अपने बचपन में ले चलिए, उससे आगे ले चलिए और अपने पूरे जीवन काल में लेट्स बी हैविंग अ प्रेरणा स्रोत फ्रॉम योर साइड. और ये जो है नर्मदा नदी आगे बहनी चाहिए, जिसके साथ सब लोगों को इंस्पिरेशन मिलनी चाहिए, खासकर हमारी युवा पीढ़ी को. लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सर, he was the army commander in Chandi Mandir in the Western Command. Thereafter, he was with the Haryana government also, and presently he is also the chairman, Education Advisory Council for beautiful city Chandigarh. Hearty welcome, sir. You are there, sir. You are there, sir. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Hearty welcome, sir.
थैंक यू. जय हिंद साथियों, मैं आपके साथ जुड़ रहा हूं इस एक बहुत अनूठी और बहुत इसको जोश की भाषा में कह सकते हैं जबरदस्त इनिशिएटिव के साथ. इट्स अ ग्रेट इनिशिएटिव. वी आर ट्राइंग टू शेयर आवर स्टोरीज. वी आर ट्राइंग टू in the sense reach out to each other, and we are trying to tell that listen, your and mine stories are nearly same. What we are doing, what I have done is nothing great. I would try and take you on a journey as it unfolded in my life. Like I call it a transformational journey on the path of leadership. एक ऐसा सफर जिसमें मैं लीडरशिप के बारे में जान सका और एक लीडर बनने का मेरा सौभाग्य हुआ. I was lucky to undertake this journey, because if I was to tell you that it is only my endeavor, then it will be wrong. It is an effort of my mentors, my guides, my friends and colleagues, and my juniors. Because as I'll tell you later also, हिंदी की कहावत भी है, अकेला चना भाड़ नहीं फोड़ सकता. To do any work, we need to be in a team. So it's a collective journey that I undertook. And the first thing that I want to share with you on this, in this story, is that life is mission. It's not a career alone. And you have to live your purpose and values. You have to try and build a legacy for yourself. मैंने 3 बातें बोल दी हैं आपको कि लाइफ सिर्फ एक करियर नहीं है, सिर्फ नहीं है कि मैं ये नौकरी कर रहा हूं. एक मिशन है, एक पर्पस है जो आपने पूरा करना है, और उन वैल्यूज के साथ आपने जीना है, और एक अपने लिए एक पहचान छोड़ के जानी है. वो कहते हैं ना कि जब पर्दा गिरे तब भी तालियां बजती रहे. तो उस तरह का आपने एहसास, अपना किरदार निभाओ कुछ इस तरह कि जब पर्दा भी गिरे तो तालियां बजती रहे. So it should not be something that is only while you are there, but it should last much after you have gone. I know it's a tall order, but we have to try. And in this, you don't have to try very lofty things. There is an Urdu sher which says that माना कि हर गुलशन को गुलजार न कर सके, लेकिन कुछ खार कम ही कर दिए जिस राह से गुजरे हम. I accept that I could not convert every little garden into a beautiful or a wonderful garden, but wherever I treaded, I tried to reduce some thorns, some stones, and make it more comfortable for others to tread that path. So, my mantras which I roll out to you, the first mantra is that you have to be fit and you have to be ready. When I say you have to be fit physically. Physically, you have to be healthy. Mentally, you have to be agile. And emotionally, you have to be in control of yourself. आप फिजिकली फिट हो, मेंटली सशक्त हो और अपनी भावनाओं पे काबू रख सके, ये जरूरी है. इसको मैं कुछ इस तरीके से भी कहता हूं, चुस्त रहो, व्यस्त रहो, मस्त रहो. You have to remain active, you have to remain healthy, you have to remain emotionally stable. But when you have this skill set, you have to remember one thing. Life is a track which you have to hit running hard. It's like getting into a Rajdhani train which is gathered the speed. You won't get too much of time to settle down, warm up, gather your skills. You have to sharpen them. And you have to remain ready on the blocks. So, there would be a lot of naysayers, a lot of people trying to discourage you. But you have to remember that you have to let go of these anchors. Don't let them weigh you down. Allow me this, with all humility, I'll have to use I. But I was born in rural Bharat. I studied in a Hindi medium school initially. And then I was in a backwaters of India or rural India, Bharat, in a place called as Nadbai in Bharatpur district. You go to Google, check Bharatpur, check Nadbai. It is not bigger than a kasbah. Small place. And I had nobody from my family in armed forces. I am a zero generation Fauji. But this system, which we criticize, we crib, we say, Hindustan में सब कुछ सिफारिश से होता है. I was lucky to rise to a level of army commander and still I am able to contribute. So don't just keep blaming. कि मेरा ये नहीं वर्क कर रहा है, मेरे पास ये नहीं है. If you will make a sincere effort, the God will be kind and you will get opportunities. My parents felt they were in a transferable job. They felt that I should get a stable education and they guided me to Sainik School. And when I joined Sainik School in 1966, imagine what was the time. 62 war had finished. 65 war had also finished. And there was this slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. And I was, at that time, I chose to join armed forces or go to a Sainik school. And then after 71 war in 72, I wrote down my UPSC and got selected to go to NDA or to BITS Pilani or to Merchant Navy. And those days, there was no much career counseling. So my parents guided me. So my mother always worried. She's no more now. She said that when countries having such wars every now and then why do you want to sort of join army? And I told her, I said, listen, allow me, I have studied in a Sainik school and I should not ditch them. So I joined Indian Army. I went to NDA then to IMA, and then the journey which started in 1966 in a Sainik school by wearing khaki uniform carried on from 73 in NDA, 76 in IMA, and then onwards, I retired in 2016. 50 years in uniform in some way or the other for a zero generation Fauji. And I was lucky to rise to number 2 level. So if that can happen to me, I have no special, I am a very ordinary human being like you. So one has to put in the best effort that you can. So how do you craft this journey? Like I told you, you have to live your purpose, you have to live your mission. So first thing that you have to do is you have to set your goal, and which I call as SMART. Why I call it SMART? Specific, measurable, assignable, realistic, and timely. That's why it is SMART. You cannot say that I want to lose weight, but you don't want to be specific. कितना वजन कम करना है? You say कि भाई I want to lose 10 kgs of weight. Okay. Specific हो. Measurable. Measure होना चाहिए. कुछ कर लेते हैं. That is nothing. It should be assignable. Any work you want to do, garden ठीक करते हैं, चलो मिलजुल के करते हैं, वो नहीं होगा. You'll have to decide कौन क्या करेगा, कैसे करेगा. Assign होना चाहिए वर्क किसी को. Realistic भी होना चाहिए. मैं आई लूज 10 kgs in 1 month, तो फिर तो तुम डॉक्टर के पास जाना पड़ेगा. Can't do it. You can say I lose 10 kgs in 3 months. हो सकता है, possible, or 2 months. So it has to be time related. You have to specify and you have to have milestone checks and review your progress. So see, there is a famous story, you all have heard it, that Arjun was only looking at fish's eye. तो अगर आपने अपना गोल ही नहीं चुना है, तो आप जा कहां रहे हो? Like there is your journey has to begin with some purpose. You have to have your end state defined. There was a study carried out in US, in Harvard Business School, and they asked the top achievers to write down, to tell that what they had done. Then they analyzed their inputs, and they found out the real Harvard Business School, everybody is an achiever. There is no doubt about that. Only those kind of people reach there who will achieve something in life. Now they were trying to discern the top of which achiever kon bante. You will not believe, they found out that top achievers are the one who have the courage to write down their life's mission statement. तो आप भी अपना लाइफ के मिशन स्टेटमेंट को लिखिए और उसको रिफाइन करिए, उसको रिव्यू करिए, और जब लिखिए तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, स्पेसिफिक, मेजरेबल, असाइनेबल, रियलिस्टिक एंड टाइमली. When I joined army, my goal was to become a commanding officer. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा मैं आर्मी कमांडर. मुझे पता ही नहीं था आर्मी कमांडर होता क्या, और किस लिए मेरे को पता होना चाहिए. तो ये गोल तो मत लिख लेना कि मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाऊंगा, पर गोल हो सकता है कि मैं ये चीज करूंगा, ये कर लूंगा, एंड उसको रिव्यू करते रहिए. नाउ व्हेन यू स्टार्ट योर जर्नी, you need mentors and you need buddies. Nothing can happen without mentors. अगर आपके mentors सख्त होने चाहिए. मेरा फर्स्ट जो मेंटर था वो था रिसालदार मेजर ऑनरी कैप्टन सकत सिंह. जैसा नाम वैसा काम, सकत. Why do I say that? See, one day it was raining and I was going to my garages. And to go to garages, you had to cross a rivulet kind of nala, which used to be dry, but it was raining. And that used to get flooded. Now I saw Sakat Singh going on a cycle, and I asked him कि साहब रास्ता किधर से है? From where do I go? He pointed towards that side, and he was on a cycle. I was wondering how will he cycle through that, but he knew. He came. When I reached there, I was completely wet. He was absolutely dry. I was a young officer. I didn't have courage to ask him. After a month or so, I asked him. I said, साहब आपने उस दिन मेरे को रास्ता नहीं बताया था. We were in a good mood. I could ask him. He said, but I told you the correct way. I have faith that you will rise in ranks. And when you rise in ranks, you never lay down a route for your jawans, which gets flooded. मैंने आपको सही रास्ता बताया. मैं तो एक दूसरे रास्ते से आ गया, पर हमारे जवानों को उधर से आना अलाउड नहीं है. So if jawans have to get wet, then you must also learn what pain they go through. And as you rise in ranks, cater for that route for them. That is teaching somebody, mentorship. Not just giving him some kind of a this thing. So you have to not make chocolate cream soldiers. You have to make real tough soldiers. People who think about jawans and work for them. Because we are taught Chetwood legacy. Safety, honor, and welfare of men you command comes first. Your own safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes next, and your own ease, comfort comes last, always and every time. That's the basic thing. You will also need buddies, because without buddies it will not work. See, in about army, there's a very famous story that there was a patrol which was going, which had two scouts in front. And one scout moves up, the other one covers him, ready with weapon while he's moving. So this first scout came under fire and fell down, was hit by machine gun fire. And the second one was covering him. So now the reaction of second one is to go to assist the first one. The commander who's immediately behind, because in armed forces, commanders are immediately behind the front lot. So he shouted. He said, don't go in front. He's already dead. He's killed because he's taken too many bullets. But this second scout rushed to him. He brought him back. He was already dead. So the leader asked him. See, in these instances, you are not a commander, you are a leader. You have to be yourself also doing it with them. So leader asked the second scout that, why did you go? You risked. He said, but when I reached there, his last words were, मुझे मालूम था कि तुम आओगे. I knew that you will come. That is buddy. That is friendship. You have to build buddies like this. And you have to be lucky. You will have to work. Other thing is that there is this feeling which is coming today. I touched on it earlier also, that यार कुछ नहीं होता, कुछ हो नहीं सकता, जैसे चला चलने दो. You have to become proactive. अपने स्फीयर में जो कर सकते हो करो. दुनिया का मत, इंडिया में हर एक आदमी आपको बता देगा कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर कैसे करना, पर यह नहीं बताएगा मेरा कंप्यूटर कैसे होगा. उसके लिए वो किसी की हेल्प ले रहा है, या मोबाइल पे वो अपना ऐप नहीं चला सकता, बट वो आपको बता देगा कि निर्मला सीतारमन क्या नहीं कर रही. हर एक आदमी ये करने को तैयार. अपनी पर्सनल उसकी बजटिंग कुछ नहीं है. सो दिस इज हाउ वी आर वर्किंग. वी हैव टू बी प्रोएक्टिव अबाउट आवरसेल्व्स. भाई आप सब फंडामेंटल राइट्स की बात करते हैं, ड्यूटीज की कौन बात कर रहा है? सबकी ड्यूटीज है. और अगर आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज लोगे तो आपका जो इन्फ्लुएंस है वो बढ़ेगा, वो मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. I was in United Nations mission in Angola and my camp was attacked. I was just a major. And that time, the top hierarchy of my mission took refuge inside their embassies. And I was left, due to my appointment, there were colonels also, lieutenant colonels also, there, brigadier also. I was left to take charge. I took charge. For 4 days, I was running an international camp which had people from 95 countries. I was in charge of that on my own. They were all listening to me. The highest point of my professional journey, one of the highest points I can say, is that when everything became normal and they had a debriefing, so the head of the mission stepped forward to debrief. That was international workforce. They are not so disciplined like our army. They all shouted, "We want to hear Major KJC." So I was called to speak to them in an international forum. I felt very good for my country. I felt very proud that wonderful army, wonderful country of mine, you have taught me so much that I could step forward, take responsibility. And from a major, I could be accepted by international community to say that Major General, shut up. We want to hear this, Major. So you have to take responsibility. And it didn't, I didn't have any special skills for that. It was just because I did my responsibility. I became proactive and took charge of the situation. My friends, you have to learn the art of time management. There is no choice. There is a famous story, you heard it many times, that a professor went to a class, showed them the rocks and pebbles and sand, and he had a jar in his hand. And he said, we have to put it in. So if you first put the sand, then even pebbles will not go. But if you put pebble, then probably sand can go. But stones will not go. So first thing is you have to put stones, then put pebbles, and then put sand. And if you are efficient, then maybe you can also pour some beer in that. That is, have relaxation. Beer is significant or signifies relaxation. But stones, which are the major tasks, have to be done. You can't leave them out. So you have to do first thing first. Remain proactive, do big things. Don't waste time in trivial things. आप लाइफ में इम्पोर्टेंट और अर्जेंसी के डिफरेंस को समझिए. हम अर्जेंसी में फंसे हुए हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों के लिए टाइम ही नहीं निकालते सारे दिन. And self improvement is important. It may not be urgent. So please find time for that, and always think of managing your stress levels. Don't stress yourself so much that you can do nothing then. And stress management is a different subject, but simply it is prayers, time management, some physical activity, meditation, and upgrading your skills always so that you are not ever found wanting. So if I was to repeat to you, prayers, time management, physical activity, upgrading your skills, and again, before you sleep, prayers. Also, you have to ride the technology. You've seen all that cartoons come today, that today's Ravana has got 10 faces, which are basically Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all these faces are there on that house. You have to control them. You have to spend your time with technology. Yes, definitely. On my mobile, I have applications which guide me to time management. I have my to-do list. I have my calendar. I have my alerts. Of course, I spend time on Twitter also, LinkedIn also. But you have to know how much. You can't become slave to that. So kill these Ravanas. Don't get bogged down by them. Write the technology. Harness it to your advantage. And like I told you that you have to learn the art of spending time on important things which are not urgent. अर्जेंट काम तो करना ही पड़ता है, लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट काम के लिए भी टाइम निकालना पड़ेगा. You must seek feedback. You must create channels for feedbacks. Have friends who can honestly tell you that क्या गड़बड़ कर रहे हो. Have relatives who can guide you to that. And for that, you have to be empathetic and listen to people. God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth. What is the message? बोलो कम सुनो ज्यादा, सीधी बात है. You have seen Lord Ganesha. हम सब काम शुरू करते हैं गणेशा आय नमः. बट गणेशा कहते क्या है? लंबे लंबे कान, खूब सुनो, मोटा पेट, बहुत सारे नॉनसेंस को पचा जाओ. आपका सूंड, जिससे आप एनवायरमेंट को फील कर लो, दूर से ही आप पता कर लो, सेंसर की तरह से. ये सब चीजें उसके अंदर है. एक नजर से दुनिया को देखो, एक दान. All these messages are inherent in Ganeshaya Namah. So my simple request to you is that create feedback channels. Listen to criticism. कबीर तो बोल के गए हैं, निंदक नीरे राखिए आंगन कुटी छबाए, बिन साबुन पानी के निर्मल करे सुबाए. Keep a critic next to you, if possible in your own courtyard. Give him a little cottage up there and listen to him. He has the capability to clean your soul without need of any soap or water. But you must. That will help you to overcome your challenges and improve yourself. I come to another important issue, which is teams wins matches. Like I told you initially, every journey is a teamwork. Many of you may be following World Cup soccer. The top soccer players of world are Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, and they represent teams Messi, Italy, Neymar, Brazil, Ronaldo, Portugal. But these teams never reach semi-finals of World Cup. They never reached it. Not there. Who reached there? There was a team from Croatia, which had no superstar. None. Because teams win matches. Ronaldo alone didn't win it. Neymar alone will not win it. And Messi alone will not. I'm telling you again and again. Croatia had one superstar who was foolish, who made fun of his coach. He was thrown out. And he posted on a Facebook that now soon I am on vacation. So soon my other friends will join me, because he said Croatia will get knocked out. He missed the silver medal and he's become a national disgrace in Croatia. So choose your words carefully and be part of a team. And gather a Shahbaz effect. I always tell my friends, तू शाहबाज है, परवाज है फितरत तेरी. इम्तिहान और भी है, आसमां और भी. You are a king falcon. You have to soar. You can't just crawl. There is this thing, गिरते हैं मैदान जंग में शाहे सवारी, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. अगर आप रिस्क ही नहीं लोगे तो लाइफ में जाओगे कहां पे, पहुंचोगे कैसे, एम ही नहीं करोगे. एंड यू मस्ट you must navigate through milestone checks. You must discover your strengths. You must build your legacy based on that, and you must stick to values and enjoy the journey also as you go. Because on a famous golf course, it is written, on the fairway of life, do smell the roses, because you'll get to play this round only once. एक बार ही खेलोगे राउंड, तो अगर सारी जिंदगी रो रो के भी कुछ हासिल कर लिया तो क्या फायदा. Enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy the journey. And you have to handle shifting goalposts. देखो, एक पुराना शेर है, ऐसे कहते हैं, सारी जिंदगी हाथ में लेकर किताब, ढूंढता रहा सवालों के जवाब. सारी जिंदगी, throughout my life, with a book in hand, I kept on searching for answers to my questions. जिंदगी है कि हर बार सिलेबस से बाहर ही पूछती है सवाल. The life is such a cruel thing that it always asks a question outside the syllabus. So your goalpost will shift. So then you will say, General, you said set a goal, smart goal बनाओ. तो फिर क्यों बनाए अगर शिफ्ट ही हो जाना है? अगर आप बनाओगे तो शिफ्टिंग को भी हैंडल कर लो, क्योंकि शिफ्ट ऐसे नहीं है कि टोटली शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. अगर मैच चल रहा है फिरोजशाह कोटला में, तो वो शिफ्ट होकर वानखेड़े स्टेडियम बॉम्बे नहीं पहुंचेगा, वो वही शिफ्ट होगा थोड़ा सा. सो you know the contours of handling that shift also. But you should not be a person that moment a shift takes place, you just throw up everything and you say, oh, ye kya ho gaya? You have to be prepared that as you will go along. See, Chinese have a very wonderful description for this. They call it Wai Chi. In China, Wai Chi is written together. That is danger and opportunity. They are together. Every danger is an opportunity. It has an opportunity locked inside it. Otherwise, how will you progress in life? So जिन्होंने हिम्मत की है, डेंजर को हैंडल किया है, वही लाइफ में ऊपर जा सकते. ये लाइफ, but don't worry, it's not. I like, if you've seen that movie Three Idiots, enjoy the journey, become the fourth idiot. Just love what you're doing. Try and do it to the utmost satisfaction that you can have out of it. And the last thing nearly I want to tell you is that flirt with impossible, but not at the beginning of your career. As you gain strength, you become experts in your field, then don't just limit yourself there. You must push the leadership envelope a little more. Take risks. World has progressed because of that. It is not risk-averse people have not taken the world forward. They've kept it there only. You have to take it forward. But risks have to be taken in a calculated manner. And they can't, I can't join a company and start taking risks from day one. I'll get thrown out. But if I have been in a role and after 2 years or after 1 year, when I have mastered that role, I must take small risks there, inherent to that environment. Because when I was Army commander, I had to make a museum. So I checked out that my headquarters, Western Command, initially was in a train. It was conceived as a temporary headquarters, and it was felt that it will be wound up after few years, 1 or 2 years. So Viceroy's train was given to them. So I told my people who were working in my team that let's try and get a train. They felt ये army commander पागल हो गया, he is gone mad. ये 17-18 आ गया है, ट्रेन मांग रहा है, कहाँ से आएगी ट्रेन? But I went to railway board chairman. I met the railway minister, and you know what? They gave me a coach of that period. They gave me an old locomotive engine Then somebody said इसको transport कैसे करेंगे, railway line कहाँ से लाएंगे? Well, there are scrap dealers, kabadis, who buy the railway line. So they gave it to us. Many gave us free. We got all the railway coach, everything free. They said कि this is a legacy building you're doing. सब कुछ फ्री मिल गया. फिर उसको जब refurbish करना था तो बंदे आ गए, कहते भाई इतने लाख लगेंगे. I said, yeah, why are you doing this? I called my workshop CEO. He knew that his ACR will be written in 2-3 months' time. I said, listen, do you know railway workshops? He said, हाँ sir, आस पास है तो सही. I said, one is in Rewari, one is in Jagadri. Go there, see how they work, how this can be restored, and what money you'll require, what stuff you can take from them. वहाँ फेंका हुआ होगा, scrap में पड़ा होगा. So it was refurbished at 1/100th of the cost. So where there is will, there is a way. तरीका तो है. So you must push the envelope and not just get stuck. Now I come to the very last part of my little discussion or an interaction with you. I want to put 2-3 issues which you must always have in your mind. Never lose your smile. दूसरे आदमी को ये शक रहना चाहिए कि ये खुश क्यों. आप स्माइल करते हैं. प्लीज कोशिश करके. I am a serious person. I couldn't develop this capability easily, but try and develop this capability so that if there is a tension, you have to handle it yourself, not pass it to your world, and then nobody will give you great credit for passing that to others. Sit easy in the saddle of life. अगर ज्यादा सख्त होके बैठोगे गिर जाओ. You blend with, when you do riding, your motions have to match with those of the horse. You have to get the life की जर्नी के साथ चलना है. Prayers will always help you. Pranayam, more important in COVID times. Your respiratory system has to get energized. You have to make best out of whatever breath you are taking. In cities like Gurgaon, in Delhi, in Mumbai, where you have so much of pollution, your respiratory system has to be strong. You have to strengthen it. Invest in silence. दिन में कुछ टाइम साइलेंस में बिताओ. अपने साथ ही रहो. There is a saying, भीड़ में भी होकर अकेलेपन का एहसास और अकेले होते हुए भी लोगों से जुड़े रहना. That will take you forward. If you are in a crowd, yet you can find and withdraw into your own zone and do what you are supposed to do. And if you are even alone and still you feel connected with people, that is a sense of living in a society. And meditation. Short meditations, आजकल बहुत तरह की हैं. करिए, ट्राई करिए. YouTube पे मिल जाती हैं. नाम मेडिटेशन है, जप मेडिटेशन है, राजयोग है, कई तरह की मेडिटेशन. But try and do some meditation. Will help you to remain emotionally stable, which is very important. Mental health is becoming very important issue. And in the very end, I want to tell you, your life has got a remote. Don't give the remote to others. Don't start living with others' expectations. फिर तुम सारी जिंदगी नाचते रहो. अपनी जर्नी बनाओ, अपनी लेगेसी बनाओ. And very last thing I want to tell you is that ना किसी के प्रभाव में, ना किसी के अभाव में, रहिए केवल अपने स्वभाव में. Don't live with this feeling that you are not getting this, you are not getting that. Don't get influenced too much by others. Learn from others, definitely. live in society. I'm not saying become a recluse, but remain in control of your life. Let this remote be with you. So allow me to wish you all the very best. In all humility, I must tell you that God has been kind to me. My friends and mentors have guided me. My colleagues have helped me. My teams have contributed to my journey. But the journey is on. Some people say I retired. I say I re-attacked. We have role change. And if you decide to keep contributing, you can reduce your gear, but be active, be a contribution to society. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for patience and you listen to me. At my age, today is the Valentine's Day, but still I must tell you that wives don't listen at this age. Children are away somewhere. So thanks to Gulshan ji, we get people to talk and try and give them whatever we felt we did right. We must have made mistakes and we are open to being corrected. Thank you. Jai
Thank
Hind.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. What an inspirational, what an inspirational. It was a wonderful journey, peeping deep into, and the best part is you talked about the mentors also, you talked about the colleagues also. The buddy example was so emotional, so touchy. And thereafter, of course, the juniors and others also. And we would also remember about the museum. I never knew about that secret part which you have shared today. We never knew about it. What is the creation? So that is something remarkable. And all our brothers and sisters across the globe and all ladies and gentlemen, those who have joined today's program, I'm so proud of you. And, it was such an inspirational, it was such an eye-opening. There's so much a take from here in a very simple way, in a very, very nice packing you have done, unleashing and unlocking of the potential of the human being wonderfully. So ladies and gentlemen, today on 14th of February 2022, we start with the concept Human Inspirational Lab. Now, human library, we have been talking about, I discussed with you, and every Monday, you'll have a special inspiration coming under the leadership of Lieutenant General KJ Singh, sir. I have requested him. He got to give me the speaker. He got to give me the resource and the source. And every Monday, we start on this beautiful journey. And we got to repay back to the civilization, society, and the humanity. And he told, there's no retirement. The only thing is your role changes. And at the same time, be active and be contributed to the humanity. So look forward meeting all of you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. with yet another program of ours. Sir, our deep gratitudes, deep thanks. You're always inspirational, motivational, and you bring so much of life to the whole program. And every time, जैसा आपने कहा, कुछ ऐसा करो कि पर्दा गिरने के बाद भी तालियां बजती रहे. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.